Bot lane synergies are one of the most subtle but important aspects of the game. Pairing your champion with a support that complements it well is more important than picking a strong champion in the first place. Through good and bad synergy, strong champions can become poor picks, and weak champions can become good picks. The strength of certain bot lane duos in some cases are constantly changing as individual champion strengths vary over time, while other duos have such great synergy that they always stand out as at worst decent picks even when one or both champions are individually underperforming. Whichever category they fall under, in this video I'm going to be showing you the strongest bot lane duos you can be playing on patch 11.1. Because of Swain's support's unpopularity, this duo has flown under the radar of the mainstream player base for the longest time, but it has been one of the strongest bot lane duos for probably well over a year. Jhin already works great with supports who can easily set up his W with either slows or hard CC, which Swain provides with his E. But the beauty of this duo is that this also works in the reverse, where Swain appreciates laning partners who can set up his E and or his passive, which Jhin can do anytime he snares someone with his W. Whether it's Swain beginning the CC chain by landing his E, or Jhin doing it by landing his W, either way it's very hard to not get murdered by Swain every time the CC chain connects, making them one of the scariest early game bot lane duos you can face. Leona has one of the longest lockdowns in the game with high initiation range, while Miss Fortune through her ultimate has one of the best lockdown follow-ups in the game, with also very high range. If you get locked down by Leona without anyone able to interrupt Miss Fortune's ultimate, you are either going to die or just barely survive by the skin of your teeth and at least be forced to back. It doesn't help that each ult wave has a chance to proc Leona's passive, so it's pretty much guaranteed that Leona's passive will be completely maximized in efficiency and no proc will go to waste, since Miss Fortune's ult will activate each proc the moment it appears. This duo works for similar reasons as Jhin Swain, but Ashe adds her own unique spice to it. Ashe is far less bursty than Jhin and doesn't obtain a CC to combo with Swain until level 6, but after level 6 her ultimate is a far more reliable CC to initiate Swain's combo with, and what she lacks in burst she makes up for with sticking power. It's very hard for any bot laners to win a fight against the Swain duo if Swain successfully lands his combo, so their focus usually becomes just to survive it. And that's hard when you've got an Ashe sticking onto you and permanently slowing you to keep you from getting to safety. Chances are you won't. This duo is currently not nearly as strong as Jhin and Swain just because of how much stronger individually Jhin is over Ashe, but that says more about the strength of Jhin and Swain at the moment than anything else. This is still a very powerful duo to run should Jhin not be available. Lulu has a knack for buffing up the DPS of high attack speed hypercarries to make them all the much scarier while also massively boosting their tankiness to keep them from getting blown up, and Vayne is someone who benefits enormously from this. While her mobility might make it seem like she wouldn't benefit as much from the added survivability Lulu provides, the added survivability means that Vayne can just play that much more aggressively with her mobility, rather than using it only defensively. Vayne is a champion who benefits a lot from attack speed and will build a lot of it, making Lulu's passive deal large amounts of damage. She also greatly benefits from the attack speed provided by Lulu's W whenever she doesn't need to use it for a CC. This all makes Vayne Lulu a huge threat in extended bot lane fights whenever Vayne can't be burst down, and the two together compose a massive hyperscaling bot lane duo that will easily take over the game if given a lead. Samira loves engage supports who can CC a target to set up her passive as well as her all-in combo, and Leona is one of the greatest options for that due to her ability to engage at any moment's notice even through minion waves. Their engage combo is incredibly deadly and hard to survive even under tower, making Samira and Leona one of the strongest bot lane duos in lane both pre and post 6, while Samira's lack of scaling is slightly offset by Leona's decent scaling throughout the mid game. Though Tristana is definitely an engage heavy ADC, her best performing supports are usually enchanters rather than engage supports, who supplement her early game strength with late game scaling to keep her relevant at all stages of the game rather than just in the early game. Yumi is the best of these enchanters because she never struggles to keep up with Tristana's mobility, enabling her to go as deep as she wants while staying alive through Yumi heals with no chance of the Yumi getting caught out in the process, as a Lulu or Janna might while trying to support Tristana going deep into enemy territory. Additionally, Tristana's engage provides easy setup for Yumi's ultimate, which is often an underrated source of damage and goes a long way towards helping Tristana burst down her target. Jinx is well known to have synergy with lockdown supports who she can combo her traps with for guaranteed chompers damage. What isn't well known is how much synergy win rates have always shown her to have with mage supports. Jinx is typically understood to be a weak laner with great scaling, but the potential in her kit to bully opponents with her high range is also immense. Her only problem is that her W is pretty much unusable if she's being zoned away as the enemies are always behind minion protection, and she's vulnerable to being engaged on while harassing in rocket form. Mage supports typically have the range and damage to almost 1v2 the lane through poke and or burst, and Brand is currently the strongest of those mage supports, providing both great poke and great burst. Brand's poke will eventually force enemy bot lanes to back off and have to play defensively, and this enables Jinx to massively pressure them with her high range kit. Even from full HP, it's hard for most bot lanes to find an opening to hit a clean engage onto Jinx, because Brand's burst and AoE can threaten to decimate a bot lane even from full HP, making it hard to guarantee that killing Jinx wouldn't also cause the death of one or both of the opponents in the hands of Brand. The more poke he gets to land beforehand, the higher the risk of engaging onto either one of them. Lulu's passive adds great damage to Twitch combined with his Q attack speed, and his ult allows him to proc it from very far away if necessary, making Twitch all the more deadly to targets when coming out of stealth. She also helps keep him alive when being dived on, as he frequently will be, and her W can help him to always stay in range of enemies attempting to flee the range of his ultimate. This duo is infamous for their ability to quickly decimate entire teams through Lulu's buffing of Twitch's already formidable AoE damage, making them one of the hardest carrying duos in the mid to late game. Probably the most infamously synergistic bot lane duo in the game over the years, Kogmaw and Lulu are the poster childs of bot lane synergy, at least to anyone who played in Season 7. Like Vayne, Kogmaw will stack high amounts of attack speed due to his innate synergy with it, which massively enhances the damage he gains from Lulu's Picks passive. His Q also gives him a large permanent attack speed boost to further increase his DPS boost from Picks, and his huge range with W active leaves him easily able to apply it as well as kill targets by easily chasing them down with Lulu's W. Enemies looking to dismantle this DPS face the challenge of trying to burst Kog through Lulu's ult and E and will often get melted before they can do any significant damage, sometimes before they can even reach him. With their synergy keeping them strong even in their worst states, there's nothing more terrifying than both Lulu and Kogmaw being strong picks at the same time. That's all for this video. I hope you found this helpful and have a good idea of what duos you can play on bot lane in order to climb in Season 11. Drop a like if you enjoyed this video, feel free to subscribe for more guides and high-low gameplay, and check out my links in the description to find me on other platforms. Until next time, gamers.